this. I know it's dark in here this morning, and that's intentional because we're gonna have some black light action here in just a minute. Some UV action. I just put it on the charger. So hopefully it'll be nice and bright for us. So grab your favorite beverage and settle in. Good morning, Rufo. Awesome. I love that. I think I'm going to just leave you in the dark for a second while that light charges, and we'll talk about some of these rocks in just a minute. I wanted to read a story that my kid wrote for his freshman English class. And it's kind of a small collection of stories. It was supposed to be a descriptive essay. The first one that he wrote was a place that matters. The second one that he wrote is a person who matters. The third one is seasons. The fourth one is a moment that matters. And then there's a reflective essay about his name and what his name means. And does he have a special nickname that anybody, not just anybody calls him, kind of stuff. So this is a really cool little collection of stories that he wrote this year in English. And I want to read to you a person who matters, my mom. The person that is significant to me that I am writing about is a tall, long, dirty blonde-haired, sapphire blue-eyed woman. This woman is my mom. The reason I choose her is because she helped me through all of my problems when I was little and still does today. When I come to her with my problems, she helps me fix them. She also makes me food. I remember her carrying me around when I was little and bringing me to the store to select what we would eat today. She also got us our dog named Bees. And all of us go on rock walks and learn about meteorites every Wednesday night. She and my dad bring us on hikes. We will follow the trails around the hills. He names the hills, but I think I'll keep that private. The grass would be brown and smell like fresh pine wood. The winds could blow and scream at us. Our hair would blow back and swipe forward at our faces like little snakes. Most of the time we would play board games with our friends, and she would go play instruments with her band. I would listen to all of the noises combined together and make songs, which I usually sing along with. After we rock walk, we usually make a YouTube video of what we found and then watch it a couple of times to make sure that it looks okay before posting it onto the internet. We sometimes find rocks that we haven't seen, and we learn what they are together so we both know what it is for future identification. I really like my mom because she gives me a reason to get out of bed every morning to make her coffee before she wakes up. Along with making coffee for Mom, it's nice to have some white noise in the background. In this case, the coffee machine. The rumbling in the background usually finds its way to my mom's ears and the smell into her nose. And she wakes up. Now I have someone to talk to in the morning, and that's why my mom is significant to me. Isn't that cute, you guys? So we may read another one of these later in the future. In fact, especially a place that is important to him. A place that's important to him is Never Never Land. And it's a tree fort out at his grandma's ranch. So yeah, I like that. I thought that was super cute, and I wanted to share it with you guys. And now that we've got that read and we've taken care of story time, I'm going to go grab the UV. We'll have a look at some of these.
Green controller go, do you know?
For what?
The green Xbox controller?
Oh, they're both over on the coffee table, I think, sweetie. Maybe it's up under a curtain. Okay. Poor guy, he sounds so sick.
Yeah, I'm gonna try not to die on
It's all right, sweetie. School just couldn't let out with without one final hoorah, getting these kids sick one more time. Oop. So
I actually predicted this. We had Earth Day. We cleaned up town with the little kids, and I had a feeling we'd get some unknown disease.
little kids are little petri dishes, aren't they? So this is just a stone with a bunch of little shells and stuff in it. And as you can see, they're quite UV reactive. So that was kind of a fun little find. And I found this enormous coral fossil. And it's not as UV reactive, but I love that little orange pop at the very ends. I actually got really excited when I found that, because that's a pretty big chunk of coral. It's a pretty big coral fossil. Okay, so I went out branding cows the other day, and I got tick bit. So I don't know if it was worth it or not. I hope it was worth it as long as I don't get Lyme disease. I found this big rock. I picked it up, I threw it on the ground, and it broke into half. And you can see a little fossil right here. It kind of looks like a little star, little flower or something. And here's a little shell, and it's completely filled with druzy. There's another one in here somewhere. Oh, up here, there's a little coral floret, if you will call it that. I don't know. There's another little something kind of right there. Anyway, this rock is just completely full of these little fossils. And they're quite UV reactive. But what's super cool about this is that this rock phosphoresces. The fossils in this rock, all these little bits in here, phosphoresce. I don't know if it's dark enough in here to see that happening. I see it happening right there. Hopefully you guys can too. The whole rock does that though. It doesn't matter where you pick. It charges up and phosphoresces, but especially the fossils. They glow really, really good. Anyway, I thought that was fascinating. So this rock in particular, all of these young kids just went on a fossil hunt, and one of those kids found a shark tooth, right? If you've paid attention to my channel, you know that this has happened. And so all of these young kids up here right now are just bit by the rock hounding bug. And I'm just going to keep flashing this light around so you guys can see some of the details in here. This little guy over here, he's my favorite. And he did come across on the other side too. He's right there. So when I bring this rock back up to the truck, heave it up, it was not light. It's, as you can see, it's quite large. I heave this rock back up to the truck where everybody's sitting and waiting. And I'm like, check it out, you guys. I found this rock and it's got all these fossils in it. And we're looking at the fossils and all of the kids are excited. And they're telling me, we just went for a fossil hunt. And we're talking little kids, you know, 5th graders, 6th graders, 5th graders mostly. I'm going to turn the actual light on here real quick for you so you can see what it looks like for real. And they were telling me, we just went for a fossil walk. And if you go back down there, can we go with you? Will you take us with you? And I said, sure. Good morning, Slim. So I've got 2 very small young boys in tow with me. And the one kid, he has just got rocks on the brain. He is a little rock fiend. And it was the Buckley boys, yeah. Huh. And the one kid was picking up all of these concretions that he could find and breaking them open and looking for fossils. And a lot of what he found were just septarian nodules, and there were no fossils inside of them at all. But he was into it, and we were examining every rock that he broke open. The other kid, on the other hand, was picking up every big flat piece of shale that he could and
Ah.
busting it like dinner plates. He was just having a ball, right? And his mindset was, I hope I catch a snake, which doesn't bother me in the least. But as long as that snake doesn't have a rattle on its tail. So he hunted for snakes for a little while me and the other kid looked at rocks. And he gave up when he couldn't find any snakes. And the other kid, he found the most beautiful blue colored agatized wood, you guys.
Oh,
It was absolutely stunning. He found another piece of petrified wood later, just brown colored one.
wait, which Buckley found it?
I'm not going to say, I'm on a live. And besides that, I don't honestly know. They've got
Oh.
7 kids. I don't know which 2 I took. I don't know their
Was
names.
it the one with actual hair or shaved head?
Shaved head,
Big or small?
medium.
All
There
right.
was a smaller one that came with us. He was the one that was breaking rocks. Okay. Anyway, moving on with my life. So he found a beautiful blue piece of agatized petrified wood. He found a regular brown piece of petrified wood. And I absolutely got skunked other than this phosphorescing fossil rock. So I was giving him a ration. I was like, I can't bring you to my spot and have you outdo me like this, man. I was like, I'm going to have to drown you in that little creek down there. And he loved it. He loved all of the crud I was giving him. And he loved that he found a piece that, made me say, ooh, ah. So yeah, you guys can kind of see them phosphorescing a little bit. Trying to figure out if there's an angle that's better. I think that's it. That's the angle that we need to work with. Anyway, when we were down in the creek, he said that they have a rock saw. And I don't know if that's an actual rock saw or a tile saw, but either way, they're cutting rocks. And I said, what do you do with them after you cut them? Good morning, lover. Joseph Walls, that's my significant other, like no other. Good morning. Anyway, he said they cut them up, put them on a shelf. And I told him I had a polishing machine, a cabbing machine, and he was like tumbling, and I explained to him, no, not like tumbling. And so I might have to go steal that kid and Shanghai him to be in my little cabber this summer. So yeah, not the most amazing fossil-y rock. Like I say, a little coral, fan coral there, a little like sea amoeba, and like some kind of shell. I'm not an ocean girl, guys. I don't know ocean critters. I don't know what they are at all. But they phosphoresce. So anyway, just this kid was so into this. He found some nice stuff. He absolutely skunked me. I took him to my spot and he showed me up. And it was a ton of fun. We had a blast. But I did see a tick on me while I was out there. I swiped him off my arm and I said, come on, buddy, let's get out of this tall brush and get back up on the hill into the short grass. And we got up there and I pulled his little shirt back from his neck and I looked down the back of his shirt and I pulled his little sleeves up and I looked through his hair real quick and I was like, you look good. Now look at me. And he's like, half a millisecond. You look good. And I'm like, did you even look? I'm like, come on, man. I really need you to look right now. So we were headed on our way back up to the branding and I found another tick on my jeans, swiped him off, came home and had one biting me on the leg in between my pants and my leg, and he had a hold of me. So we find the Herkimers in. Yeah, or vice versa, Rufo. Actually, some of the rocks that you have, I swear you came and got them out of my closet. And I would be absolutely delighted to compare them in hand. So yeah, we should do a rock exchange, you and I. This is a piece that my kid found. And I figured since we were going to do a UV show that we should try to sneak this in. I've threatened to take you guys outside and do a garden walk one of these evenings. And so this would have been one that we would look at in the garden walk. This stays out on the porch. It's too big to keep in the house. But Very cool. Yeah, I think I'm okay, but yeah, if you want to help me brush all 6 feet of my hair one night, sweetheart, I would definitely let you. Definitely would not um argue with a good hairbrush and just to make sure there's not one tied up in there somewhere. Pretty sure there's not one biting me in my hair, but he could be crawling around in there and I would never know. Anyway, this is such a cool rock, and I want to look at the chat real quick. So let me read the chat. Rufo just made some kind of very informative comment here. I like that. Oh, yeah. Lots of limestone does that, huh? I did not know. I mean, this is a limestone mass, right? And a lot of the septarian nodules are limestone masses. And the limestone doesn't glow at all, let alone phosphoresce, but the calcite, aragonite, again, aragonite, argonite, aragonite, I think is how Rufo says it. That all glows. All of that biological fossil stuff glows. Petrified wood glows, so things that were once living, that bio seems to have something to do with the luminescence. But yeah, again, this is one that my kid is super proud of. You can see a couple of pieces in here. I can't remember what they're called. Brachiopods? Are they brachiopods? I can't remember. And then this is one big one up here. In fact, in the daylight, this shimmers. This bit up here has the chichoians. What is that? The word for that? When the ammonites do that fossil-y thing. Anyway, you know. Yeah, like nice and nice. Yeah, I'm not a stickler either. Look at that glow back there. And I think that actually what we're seeing glow back here is a bit of, and this probably does phosphoresce, is a bit of that crust, that crummy, scuzzy stuff that grows on our rocks out here. A lot of that does phosphoresce. So anyway, here we've looked at this rock for a minute now. And I've got just a couple more here that we can look at that I wanted to show you. Anyway, like I say, that piece up there, if you polish that up with a Dremel, it would shine and be pretty. Caden has prepped fossils like that before. He has taken the Dremel to him and polished that mother of pearl sort of stuff that comes in our fossils up here. I can't remember the name of it. Okay. So I went out hounding the other day and I saw this rock laying this direction in the ground and I just about ignored the heck out of it. Hey, Caden, will you do me a favor? Will you go in and plug the plant light in? I think I'm mostly done with the UV now. And we could probably have some light on the subject. Anyway, this rock looked just like quartz to me. I almost didn't pick it up. I just stepped out of the truck and I did pick it up and I turned it over. And I said, oh, that's coming home with me. Come on, focus. Pods look like that's about 20% of my fossil knowledge. Yes, I'm learning more as well all the time too. I'm going to touch this and see if I can make it focus better. That's better. Look at all that druzy in there, you guys. And it is sparkly pretty, especially when I get it out in the sun, but you guys and your numbers in the chat right now, you're cracking me up. And altogether, we know about 0.2% of all the things there are to know about fossils, right, guys? Anyway, this rock, I love this. I love this. A lot of our quartz up here will get some druzy in it, whether it's blue, white, pink. Most of the time, the druzy is kind of a white or blue color. This yellow color is kind of different to me. We don't find it that yellow very often. And like I say, it's a beautiful rock. Let me see. I'm going to pop this curtain open now. Hopefully you retained something like Belamites for something not useful, like some catchy jingle off of a commercial from the 80s or something, right? Okay, so yeah, like I say, this really, really does shine and do beautiful things in the sunshine. So that's a porch rock for sure. That one's got to go sit out on the porch. Oh, by the way, I've hit this with the black light, and the only thing that really glows in there is the that scuzz that grows on my rocks. that field crap. So it's not really a glower, which is kind of surprising, but still, I was shocked. I looked at it this way, it didn't look like anything important or exciting. Turn every rock over, you guys. Turn them all over. You just never know. This one I found at the same... We're having a rock slide over here. This one I found at the same place as the botryoidal quartz. And the fossils in it. Oh, I find it everywhere, Slim. Here, there, and everywhere. It's a shower, not a glower. You got it. I like that slogan a lot. Good morning, Karen. Just working and lurking. All right, we're showing and glowing and working and lurking. I love it. You guys are great. So there's something kind of a little bit bigger down here. But I love when these rocks get... I just had my finger on one that was so stunning. Is it that one?
Yes.
I love when you can see all of the little detail. Look, there's like a piece on top that looks kind of corally. You're never going to see that detail on the live. Probably not. I want to cut some of these and I haven't yet. I think I actually have a long time ago, and I think I know that they're pretty hard to cut.
Go to your settings.
There we go, that one. Look at the details. And I think that I misname these. I think I call these crinoids, and they may be like little bryozoans or whatever. I think I get them backwards. Maybe not. Again, Karen has about 97% more fossil knowledge than Rufo, Joseph, Slim, and I all put together. Oh, I love that one down in there. He's loud and proud.
Okay, network. General network.
Anyway, like, I don't think that this is gonna shine and be, pretty in the way that an agate is, but I think it'd be cool to have little pieces of this where you could polish it. I think you'd see a lot of the detail in there. I think it'd be fun. So that's a cutter. That has got a date with the saw. As Arnold Schwarzenegger would say, get to the chopper. Here's one that's been to the chopper. I'm going to turn it around and I'm going to kind of line him up like this. We're not going to see the inside of him right now anyway. I got to get him wet. But this rock was fascinating to me. I was like, look at all the colors. Reds, whites, greens, browns. What in the heck?
180.
No, about 2%. The marine stuff.
Okay, hit enter.
My dad remarried just a few years ago. Whoops, let's put that in sight. And the gal that he married has a daughter, and she just graduated high school, and she just got an internship at the dinosaur center in Bynum.
Where did
I'm
you-
so
okay, when
freaking
you get
jealous.
Anchor, did they offer
I
you
might have to
anything?
go stay like a week with her and have her teach me
Okay,
all
go back
that
into
she
the emails.
knows.
So you see all the 102, all
Mm.
that jazz?
All right, Slim, thanks for hanging with us for a minute.
Okay,
I'll catch you
104,
on the
and
flip
wanna
side
switch the rest to
when you're the
238.
host. Let me go grab just a little bit of water so we can see the inside of this rock.
130. 180. And each group is in different columns, and then hit enter. What? Your next spot settings, eh?
Okay. So, brother
Maybe
likes
it'll
to say what a sawhound he is, that he'll come over here and saw the crap out of everything.
Yes,
And he will.
secondary, put in all
He'll
eights.
cut anything in half.
1/8 per column.
But he's not much for cutting slabs. Things that make things. I mean, other than just a polished
Wait, does it
specimen
have to be
piece,
primary?
he's just chopping rocks, right? And that's why we keep doing this, is because we all love to keep learning.
Okay, then put in all eights.
See if I can keep the light reflection off that. There we go. What you think, guys?
Alright, hit enter.
Is it pretty enough to make a jewelry out of? I
Yeah,
like
why
the
Okay,
crazy
wait, you're
craziness
in the
right around
primary.
the edge of that
That's 104, 238,
pocket,
130,
quartz
180.
pocket in here.
Alright, hit enter. What do you see? And it's all
I
eights?
think I might have to, you guys, cut a slice
Right.
out of that.
Yeah. Now go into Minecraft.
Thank you, Jennifer, and good morning or afternoon or whatever it is where you're at. Hope you're having a good one. Hope you're starting your day off right, hanging
Okay,
out
just
here
so
with
you know,
us.
The owner of this can be pretty awful sometimes.
Yeah, so Rufo,
You
I've
try to
told
do the best
Joseph
you
is
can,
my
you know.
significant other. Is it blue? No, it's not. It's purple, green,
Yeah,
red, green,
sometimes
and
he'll,
white.
like,
No
say
blue.
you're crap. It
So
won't be anything
Joseph is my
bad,
significant
like,
other, and
in the
I've
past,
talked to
some
him a
people
little
would
bit
do
about
it,
some of the
so,
things that I read on the Discord
one
and
of this guy, Jen,
and like
and he would,
kind
like,
of my
take
opinion of
some your crap
Rufo, and
someone would
we've
tell
watched
him
some of
that
your
you
stuff
stole it.
together. So
You know,
he
like,
may not be in the chats
yeah,
or
it does
even
the different
commenting
ones.
on the
You can't really
videos
do
or
that.
anything, but he gets to get informed whether he likes it or not of my opinions. Same thing with Karen. When my significant other comes over, he gets to watch all the rockhounders and all the rockhounding channels. So he knows who my favorites are. It looks like a butterfly. Hey, that's kind of a cool idea. What if we did clean up the saw rough
Yeah,
for
you can go
starters?
today.
And then what if
You
we
get
cut it
a
one
big
and two
array.
more times and did make like a little wire wrap butterfly out of the two halves?
Yes.
That would be cool.
It's a rank that you could only get by tomorrow. If
Yeah.
you play tomorrow, you'll get it. And apparently
My
that was,
significant
like,
other,
the link for
Joseph,
how
is a
anyone that
plant
creates this
guy,
server,
and I'm a rock
you know,
girl.
anybody that joins can just pop in and get it.
He has as many plants as
Yeah.
I have rocks, which is slightly terrifying.
Well, I wanted
So
a
this was
sign.
very
Okay.
interesting to me.
Okay.
This just had a
The
mix
server
of everything
switched,
going
and
on.
used
I
to have a
believe it's
sign in
probably a
the main building
jasper.
that spawned that nobody could see really unless
Vision
looked at it
related
as
cut,
something
cut,
they
cut.
knew to remember. But that sign's just gone now, according to one of the admins.
Starts asking questions and getting more into rocks.
Yeah.
Yes. Way to go,
I
Rufo.
forgot I told you about
Anyway,
that
it's got,
sign.
I mean, green up here and red
Yeah,
over
this is
here,
gone.
and this all smashed together in this one stone. And then check out all this
Yeah.
pattern and texture in here. And for no apparent
well.
reason at all, I was staring at this with the jeweler's loop the other day. There it is. Do you see that fleck in there? It looks like silver. What the
What's
heck
wrong with that,
is that
Austin?
silver fleck doing in there, you guys? When I came across that with the Optivisor, I was like, what in the heck? There's quite a bit of it. It comes down here and up here. Well, not quite a bit of it because
And now
it's
go to the
it's
servers.
flecks. I mean, it's no more than a fleck, right? But
Just go to servers and join a random
what
server.
is that doing in there? Is it silver? Is it some other metal?
Trust me, you'll see it. You'll see it.
I don't know. Anyway, I think this probably has a date with the chopper as well. Because I think it'd be really
Just any
fascinating.
server on there.
Let's see if I can get it in this little cup of water. If I could just get it wet.
Yeah,
Look,
sure, you're doing
that
it
was
pretty right.
awesome.
Sure.
That's good for the old leather work top, huh?
I don't know.
Like I
Let's
say, I
think,
really think it's just a Jasper,
Okay,
but I love all that fancy stuff
exit
happening
out
in
of that
there.
and
It's
try to
just a
research it.
dark, kind of ugly rock, but you know what? When we saw this, it may make some really
Yeah.
cool pieces.
Okay, it doesn't work with some servers
Get
sometimes,
to the
but
chopper.
it should work.
So that's about all I know for now, except that, you know what, this really made my day. I'm gonna say it one more time. Showing pyrite, silver, and agate and how different yet alike they can look. Yes, agree. That's a
Alright, exit
great
out of it
idea.
And try a different server.
A lot of the pyrites and things will only shine at one angle, one direction. Where I know a lot of the like more real metals will shine no matter what direction you look at them at. So, I ran a little experiment. Okay, and you guys might cry about this a little bit.
Try like light code or something.
Let me go. I've got 2 more pieces of coral that I want to show you that I've tried things with. Look out. Okay, so I'm not nice to my fossils. I don't soak them in a gentle vinegar. I soak them in muriatic acid. Like, let's get this done. Here's one that I soaked in acid, and it did not
Alright, go
turn
to your
out
server-
so well.
Go to your settings.
It left like some of this, I don't know, more calcite-y stuff on it, and it's soft and crumbly. However, what's down underneath of that kind of has a cool texture to it. Oh, I should have plugged the dang light in while I was
Wait,
up.
Let me get to it.
Anyway, that
It's
like
taking long.
skeletal remains that's left there, I kind of like that. I don't love it though.
Alright, what's
So here's another one that I
what's the
found.
first one?
And instead of soaking this one in acid, I decided to polish it.
Okay.
And I've got a lot of polishing work still
Yeah.
to do on this. I just wondered, can I?
Okay, what's the next one?
So I tried it. I did it. I may come back around and hit the other side too
Okay.
and make it a whole polished piece. I may leave the other side rough. I'm not sure yet.
Okay, hit
But I
B
was
and
curious
should
what it
touch
looked
your
like down
connection.
inside of there, so I did it. This one though, he's got to go on the shelf with the other
Whatever, yeah,
fossils.
that's fine. It's just an
In
extra
fact,
thing for-
let's take him over
Well,
there
that's
together
fine.
and see how he measures up.
Not
And
running like Pixel Paradise or something.
okay, let's take you and bring you over here.
Oh, you have to restart your Minecraft.
Good morning, world.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay,
You mean
how's he measure up, guys?
The right thing before.
Let's put him
Yeah,
right
yeah.
there. Oh, knocking things around. Good morning, Gems. I found a coral fossil and we're comparing him to some of the rest that I found. Just real quick. Here's a little one.
What?
So I think this is what that other one would look like if I got all the junk off of him. This one,
Just any of them should be.
oh, focus.
But I think you have to.
This one has little crystals in it.
Minecraft.
I can't do both. I can't hold it and make it focus. This is the one I just found.
Which changes
Here's a
things
little
like
piece
that.
of shell. Here's a coral of some kind.
And if it says downloading packs, I try a different one because that could be the cause or
And
something.
here's a guy. Here's a little guy, a little fossil guy. He's cool under black light. And there's a chunk of coral in the end of this rock. So that's the one I found today.
You got into my
Yeah, it's nice, you guys. I like that. I like that a lot. You're cute and I like you. Thank you. Welcome to the collection, little fossil. Anyway. See, I should have turned that light on. That would have helped a lot. Don't look. There's secret packages. Secret packages being made over there. Anyway, yeah. So we got, shower, not a glower. We got some bots, some new bots to put out on the porch. We've got one to take to the chopper. Some polishing and some acid projects. This one I probably will just leave the way it is too. It'd be just a little showpiece. Little specimen piece. This one has got a date with the chopper.
Yeah. Try one where you don't have to download packs.
So yeah, I mean, that's not a huge letterbox compared to what I usually have to talk about. But uh-oh, this rock broke when it had a landslide. Look, here's a piece of it. I'm not sure where it came off of, but yeah, phosphorescing fossil chunk.
Oh, I was like, bruh.
It's really not a whole lot to look at. Like I say, that little critter there is probably just about my favorite bit of this. I wonder if I can show him a little closer to you guys. So yeah, that was the highlight of my day. And I got tick bit for that, so.
Why is it working?
This was the highlight of another day, really. And then that coral fossil was yet another hike and show that it's in the making. Let's see. Look, there he is. Isn't he cute?
Probably not. I mean, you could try. Just try it.
A shower, not a glower. It's pretty to look at. All that druzy is beautiful and it shines in the sunshine, but it just does not glow under the black light like you would maybe expect it to. But you'll have to go back and watch, Gems. The fossils in this rock phosphoresce. So not only do they fluoresce under the black light, but they continue to glow after you shut the black light off for just another couple of seconds. So, by the way, I sent a video of this phosphorescing to the kids, the Rockhound kids' moms, their mom, singular, and she shared it with them and they thought it was pretty cool. So I knew that this rock probably would glow under the UV. That is one thing I said when I brought it back up was I bet that these fossils in here glow under an ultraviolet light. And I was more than delighted when I got home and it phosphoresced. I was like, wow, how cool is that? Rufo's had one on his live lately that phosphoresces and just blows my mind. Not just one. Maybe there was more than one, but there was one in particular that stood out in my mind as pretty darn amazing.
For the server. No, the IP is not the same.
So.
Okay, for the IP, put in 147.135. 0.9.
You guys are cracking me up in the chat. They still got a little like long critter right there. It's very shiny.
And the server port is
anyway, yeah, this was the highlight of my day. Like I say, it's not the most spectacular piece I've ever hauled home, but it's really cool. I mean, I don't have one like this in my collection so far, so I'm glad to add it. And It's plenty big enough. This is just one half. It's plenty big enough that if it wants to keep spitting out chunks, if pieces keep
Yes.
wanting to break off, that's cool too.
Yes,
Because
you're in.
now I can send this piece to Rufo and we can
Yep.
compare, right? That's much easier to ship a piece this big than it is a piece this big. So if it wants to keep spalding and breaking and cracking, I may intentionally do that just so we can see what's going on and hear some more and
What?
share the wealth. So,
Here, let me sell everything I've got and tell about you.
Caden,
Yeah,
you want to bust some rocks with a sledgehammer later?
perhaps.
Perhaps. I may employ
you
you to
what,
do that,
kid?
my boy. I may. That's cool. I have a Herc from New York. I did a rock exchange
You
with
look
a
like Carlos
with a couple from
School
New
Bus.
York, and I've always seen Herkimers on. Pardon me. I must be neglecting my coffee. I've seen Hercs on lots of other channels, and they just don't look as
By the way,
fascinating
don't do
on
anything
screen
racist
as
or
they
else
do
you
in
might get
hand.
banned.
And I know that that really rings true for dang near anything we're seeing,
What?
right? Like
I can't see it.
anything that Lapidary Dave has shown us, anything that Rufo's shown us, anything that Karen's shown us, anything, you know, that it's gonna look better in person than you can make it look on camera for the most part.
What is
There
that?
are some neat tricks you can do, but I'm not tricky and I don't have time. I'm too busy looking for rocks to set up a great photo and things like that. But you guys get the gist of what I'm finding here. We get to sit around and visit. Oh, and Gems, you really got to go back to the beginning of
You
this
really
video.
don't do
It's
that
really
video,
short,
bro.
but my kid wrote a story about a sapphire blue-eyed woman who loves to rock hound and how that woman is his mother and how I'm an important person to him. It's super cute. And about us learning about rocks together and having a little rock hound dog. And I mean, he nailed it. Oh, by the way, if you did not gather from the story that my kid read that I love coffee, I mean, he nailed it. He got all of the very important things: rocks, coffee, dog, family. Maybe not in that order, but and then YouTube. He got you guys in there too. He talked about sharing our adventures with you guys. So go back and check that out for sure, Gems. It's so adorable and it'll definitely make you smile. We forget to look at things in the simple way that kids do. We get all bound up in boxes and rules and, you know, what's expected of us, and we forget to just be creative and free. You know, we get all bound up as grown-ups, and it's neat to take a minute, read a story written by a kid and see the world from a kid's perspective for just a minute. And
What is that?
you know, how he sees
What's
some of the
that?
simple things and how those simple things are what make his day. Again, waking up and having coffee with mom is
I
something that
acknowledge
makes
you,
his day.
GY.
It makes my day to wake up and have
Okay,
coffee
see
with
that
you
entrance
guys
card?
and hang out with him. So.
GPs and hub.
Yeah, Rufo, we'll have to get together. My email is in my bio on my YouTube if you want to get in touch with me.
What is-
Or I'll search you out somehow somewhere.
I think that's their plan.
And
right?
we'll have to swap addresses and send each other a little package. But anybody who wants a little package from me, let me know. I'd be more than happy to put you one together. I got tons of stuff. Tons and tons.
Oh,
So, all right. Well, my kid's over here gaming now, and he worked hard yesterday at the ranch. He worked hard all weekend. He went to 4 brandings. 4
Right,
brandings. I went to 1.
okay, GY
He went to
CDs
4
now.
brandings, worked his little
These
butt
are
off,
ours.
came home yesterday and went back out to the ranch and went and mowed grass all day. So he deserves to have a little bit
Yeah,
of
that's
his
not
own
nice,
time
man.
too. He deserves to kick back and play some video games. He's worked real hard. So anyway,
Wait, are you using your hand or the GUI? Oh, they fixed it. Yesterday you couldn't do that.
Jim says, I'm going to read it out loud for you guys. Jim says, I'm thinking for readability, we might want to be creative with our spelling since Shower reads a lot like shower. I love the phrase. I love it too, Gems.
You mean the really Scooby, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, Jennifer. You know,
So Deb,
I just recently made that video uh for Katie Did Rocks, the I Heart Rocks project,
Beth,
or Heart for Rocks project. There we
My
go.
sign at Spawn is gone.
And going back over some of the pictures of when my
sign
kids
in the
were
Spawn
so
building?
little, and how, I mean, we used to have so much fun. We still do. We
I
really,
know
really
this.
do. But
Can I get the
when
sign
my
back?
kids were little, they would, run to me and, Mom, what is this? Mom, look at this. Mom, look, Mom, come see. And I remember one time in particular, my oldest son, we were hiking around and he came to me and said, "We've seen lots of animal clues, but so far no animals." And I loved it. I was like, animal clues. I mean, that's what we're doing out there, right? We're reading the clues, the animal clues, the tracks, the scat, the game trails. Have the deer been rubbing on branches? Have they been bedding down? We're looking for things like that, deer beds, game trails, things like that when we're out. We're being aware of our surroundings, right? So it was so cool that my kid was like, 6 years old and so aware of the animal clues that we were reading, just like road signs when we're out in the field, right? So I think it's amazing. I love it. I love that my kids are able to read the land. It's something they've done since they were little, and as we learn about rocks, we're learning to read those rock clues too. They're like little road signs. If you know how to read them, you can follow the directions, right? And following those road signs and those directions, you never know what kind of an adventure you're going to go on or where you're going to end up. Oftentimes I end up with my nose in a fossil book or a deep dive in Google or another rock hounding channel. There's so much to learn. It's such a cool hobby. And if you're not busy learning, you're out discovering. It's so great. I love it. And I'm glad that it's made an impact on my kids' lives. They're outdoorsy. We were outdoorsy before I was a rock hound, but still, it's such a great way to recreate.
All right, Austin, how many blocks do you have?
So, and yeah, it just shocks a lot of people.
6. How much
We
money
go
do
to
you
like
have?
craft shows and things, and there's people who have like bought cabochons and wire wrapped them to make pendants, or wire wrap beads to make rings. If they're actual stone, my kid will come through and tell you what they are, and it just surprises the heck out of a lot of grown-ups. I love that. Do that, Rufo. Print
Yeah, I
that
don't
tag
know,
up.
one of my better minds.
Good. Yeah, that's
Yes.
cool, Jennifer.
Go to buy with a
And
shop.
I'm still a rather new
Good
YouTube
minds.
channel. I haven't been at it for very long, so that was really cool of Kate to invite me to do that with
Probably like
her.
$100 or something.
Yeah, absolutely. I love this crew, this gang, this family.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Me too, Rufo. Hey, Mike,
need
you did. You made it
supplements?
to the shoe.
No.
Just barely, though. I love the way you worded that, Gems. She says, I love the pure, unadulterated observations, emotions, and random thoughts from the creative yet analytical minds and mouths of my children. I love that. And I'm going to not lie. I'm going to tell you right now. My kids pop off with some of the most sarcastic, most politically incorrect, hilarious things that I never dreamed up.
Why is Lanky in such a small
Oh.
mine? Like bras a diamond, no, netherite.
They're great.
Netherite
Kids are
pickaxe.
great. little
Dude,
youth.
why is he here? in the
Anyway,
corner?
yeah,
That's
so
dumb.
we found some cool things as usual. Like I say, that's kind of another cool thing about being a rock hound. I was looking for that coral fossil that I put up in the window. I was gonna show you one more time, but
Oh.
it's in the window.
Easier to get.
It's just way great. It's way great to get out, do this stuff together, share it with you guys, have a laugh, have a story. I love it. One more time, Cadence Big Rock. Oh. I thought about trying to use this today, but I think the rocks might crush it. Should we try it?
Really?
Look at that.
Wait, is it
You're so big.
is it free to repair?
Yeah, look at that.
Huh.
I gotta get one like Rufo's
I
that
think
goes
it's
by
nice to have
itself,
breakable tools.
and that can be mine. Be
It
right
really
back.
contributes to the
I'll
grind.
just set the thing a spinning. Go refill my
I
coffee cup.
like it. I think you should
Be
keep
right
it.
back. Anyway, hey Art,
What?
good morning. Oh, by the way, speaking of my buddy Art, Art's one of my meteorite buddies, and we were in Rufo's chat last night when Al Gold Prospecting said that
Yeah,
he
I
saw
remember
an
it's like
orange
you- yeah, I
meteor
love that, Sigurd.
and that it was absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Repurpose a record player. I have a record player, but I actually use it to listen to records. So anyway, Al Gold said that he saw a meteor last night during Rufo's live. And I said,
Alright, you
Al
know what I
Gold, you gotta go
specialize in
to
this.
the American Meteor
So then you
Society
get that
and
grind for
make a
grinding.
report that you saw this, or at least go to the American Meteor Society and follow the
I mean,
reports
yeah,
to see what this amounts to. Does you know,
Yeah, I've seen
did
the,
300
special
people witness it
plots and
across
stuff,
6
but, like,
states, or did just 3 people witness it across 1 state? All it really takes is about 3 people to get a good triangulation on where a meteorite went. So I encouraged him to go make a report, and then I checked that report after Rufo's live. I got on the AMS and looked, and sure enough, a whole crap load of people saw an event across several states. It went from okay, states are not my strong point. I've only been to about 3 or 4 states in the US, so states are not my strong point. So Alabama is like right here, and there was a state that was like kitty corner farther up. They saw it, and they saw it all the way down into Florida and some into Texas. So huge swath that this event was seen from. And I told Al Gold, I was like, with any luck, somebody caught the event that you just saw on a camera somewhere, whether it's a dash cam or a doorbell cam. With any luck, somebody caught some video of it. And even if you can never go find said meteorite, at least you get to watch it again and again and
do
again.
not make a diorite
So
line.
I went and checked, and follow. It's easy to find a half dozen great channels to go live. Yeah, absolutely, Gems. I love that there's constantly. In fact, I'll be sad sometimes if there isn't a live going on that I can jump into. I'm like, oh, I wish somebody would go live. Maybe I should. Anyway, I watched some of the videos caught on this event last night that Al Gold was so impressed by. And I've got to tell you guys, I don't think it was a meteorite.
So you should definitely
Pardon
make
me.
it, so like you have to have
I
tools.
really think it was some kind
Like,
of
I think
space
preparing
debris.
should be a tad
There
bit more
were
efficient.
4 videos published
just
on the
for,
American Meteor Society
more
last night,
expensive
and
tools, you
a
know?
couple of still pictures. And it burns through the
Yeah.
sky for a long time. And it really
But I
isn't
think
making,
in the future, like as this Sigurd
it's not
does,
moving as fast
you
as
should
it
make it
should. It's
so,
not making the miles
higher
across
level
the sky that it
tools
should.
have,
It was
like, a
moving,
lower
but
ratio to
far
recover
too slow to
than
be
it
a
does to
meteorite.
buy a new one,
And
it shouldn't have infinite durability.
it just, the trail that
at
it
the
left,
beginning,
it just
it's
really
so
to
much
me
more of a
screamed
grind 'cause,
space
like,
debris
you have
rather
to
than a
buy these,
meteorite. So
wooden
um,
pickaxe,
if you're watching the
and then
replay on
mine
this,
is one of the
Al,
blocks as you
go
close
check
it,
the AMS.
and
There's
then you'd
4
have to buy
videos.
another,
If
and
that's
that
the
would
event
go
that you
up to,
think
like,
you saw,
I don't know, 60
um,
something
I
profit.
don't think that the meteorite nerds are gonna commence and go looking,
No,
because I
I
do believe
counted,
that it was a
and I
piece
looked,
of
and it was
space
like
debris
30
rather than a
something profit.
meteorite. Anyway, moving on. And very well, Rufo could have been a piece from the space launch the other night making re-entry. It just, to me, it just screamed space debris. It did not at all, to me, say meteorite. However, very impressive, very cool, very, very cool. I would love to see something like that or catch something like that on my camera up here. So, yeah, maybe. But I'm not a space debris expert, so I wouldn't know that from a rusty piece of car out in the field. So I would have a hard time even finding a meteorite if it landed. I'm knowing right exactly where it is isn't always a for sure find either. So what would be really cool is if that debris hit my pickup or my umbrella on my back deck, or shoot, the roof of my house. You know, if anything ever wanted to fall out of the sky and land on my house like the Wicked Witch, I'd be plumb happy. Al Gold, there you are. Did you look at the American Meteor Society reports for last night? Waiting for response, waiting for response.
You're deaf, you still there?
I think your event was seen across several states.
I hate myself.
I saw the fireball last
I,
night. I know you did.
I
Did you
and
go
I
to the
sent
American
my
Meteor
mobile blog
Society and
before
look
I
at all the
recorded it.
reports? If we're talking about the same thing,
I should've
there were
prepared it.
lots of reports. Lots of people saw what you saw last night. Big orange
Yeah, I seen the
fireball.
durability. I'm like, oh, I should have like one more block.
I did.
Ooh,
I
that's
did, Al.
$1,000 down
There were
the drain.
4 videos and a bunch of stills of a very big, bright orange, long-lasting, long-tailed meteorite burning through the atmosphere, right? I don't think it was a meteorite, Al. I think it was space
What?
debris.
Oh,
And I just,
he's gone.
I've been fascinated with watching meteorites come in. I've watched all of not all of, because there's thousands, but tons of the AMS. I'm subscribed to the AMS here on YouTube, so every time they post a video, just like anybody else, I get a notification, and I watch
Yeah.
a lot of them. And I only saw it for like 5 seconds.
Sounds like a smart thing.
Well, you'll have to go look, Al. Look at there was one last night, and it was seen across several different states, and there were 4 videos. Go watch one of those videos if you can find it. If you can
Mhm.
find the report, watch one of those
I've seen
videos and see if
usually.
it was what you saw.
Yeah,
If it wasn't,
I don't really care much.
then you need to make a report so we can find out if other
I'd
people
rather
saw it
not see
too.
the best picture of the building.
Yeah, I mean, there are some exceptions where they're quite long-lived.
No, it's kind of funny. I have my
Depending
eyes
on
closed.
the angle they make entry. If they're coming in at a rather steep angle, they hit the atmosphere. They burn up. They may or may not hit the ground rather quickly. But if they come in skimming on a rather thin angle, they can make quite a long burn before they either burn up or enter dark
No,
flight
actually,
and
I'm
land.
Still playing with my eyes closed.
Yeah, sure. And I, like I said, check the AMS, and the videos I saw were not a launch. They were definitely a re-entry of space debris of some sort. But what was it, SpaceX related? I don't know. But yeah, absolutely, Rufo. There are some exceptions, but on the average, most shooting stars don't make it to the ground. They're just, they burn up as fast as you see it burn up. But meteorites, another thing that you need to realize, Al, if you ever want to go look for an event that you saw, is that it burns in our atmosphere until our atmosphere slows it down enough for it to stop burning. It continues to fly through the atmosphere after it stops burning in what we call dark flight. We don't see it burning anymore. It's slowed down enough that it's no longer, burning.
Oh, yes.
But it's still flying through the air,
Oh,
and
I
it can
love
go
it.
through dark flight for quite a ways. So where you see it end and where it lands may not compute to what you think it should. So anyway, there's, meteorites it's amazing, and we could talk about it all day, but this is not a meteorite channel. It's a rock channel. But yes, I have cameras out. I have WISE, WYZE, WISE cameras. set up outside, aimed straight up at the sky. And I've caught some really cool stuff on them, you guys. So if that's something you're interested in, WISE is a very inexpensive way to get into sky watching. The neat thing about WISE, I want to read what Slim just said. And yeah, meteorites are rocks too. In fact, they're some of the coolest rocks. But okay. Anyway, WISE camera. Excuse me. The thing that I like the most about the WISE camera is that it'll give you a notification on your phone that it's detected movement. And I want to turn you guys around here. Sorry about my hand. Okay. Here I am, bedhead and all, guys. Sorry. The neat thing about the WISE camera that made me pull the trigger on the WISE camera was that I watched a gal in like Great Britain or something, and she was on a news channel about a recent fall. And she was sitting on her couch, and she got a notification on her phone that it had detected movement. And she reached up behind her and pulled back the curtain and looked out the window and saw the shooting star that had made her camera set off. So it is literally that fast. It detected the movement, and before it was even finished shooting across the sky, it had already sent her phone a notification that said that it was something going on outside. So that was what made me pull the trigger on the WISE. I don't know if it's the latest and greatest in meteorite cameras, but I love it. For what I need it to do, it works great. And if the northern lights are bright enough, it will capture the northern lights too. So yeah, I'm a fiend. And I'm going to tell you guys, my significant other, Joseph, here in the chat, got me these WISE cameras. And oh, thank God he did, because you guys, like, I was losing sleep at night. I was like, I've got to go watch. I might be missing something amazing. Have you checked outside tonight? What's going on in the sky? And so now I can rest easy, knowing that I'm not going to miss anything. Isn't that terrible, you guys? I have a problem. Hi, my name is Allison, and I have a rock problem. Anyway, you guys do too, don't you? Oh, gosh. All right, so get yourselves a WISE camera, put it outside, and let me know if you guys see anything exciting. And thank you, Owl Gold Prospecting, for sharing what you saw last night. I'm always excited and interested, even if it's space debris, even if it's something, you know, iridium flares. I want to learn more about that. I catch some of those on my camera every now and then, and they don't make sense to me. I want to learn more about that. So, yeah. Anyway, again, this is a rock that my kid's super proud of. I wanted to show it off today since we were having a little blacklight show. I wanted to read that story to you guys and visit with you guys all this morning. I think we've got all of that done and then some. So, yeah. Al, I caught one on my camera one night that just lit the sky up. And my brother lives 30 miles south of me. Joseph lives about 10, 15 miles south of me. And we all three have cameras. And we all three caught it on our cameras from 3 different angles, from 3 different places. I got to tell you guys, it was freaking-tacular. No, not necessarily. Orange, yellow, green, white, blue. Purple would be an unusual color for a meteorite entering the atmosphere. However, orange, not so much. What did Art say? Oh, hang on. I got to go back up. Gems and Art are chatting, and I want to know what they're chatting about. Really? Art. I wonder where that was expected to be.
6.
I do, Al Gold, I do honestly believe that was some kind of space debris that you saw. If you saw the same event that I watched the videos to.
Oh.
Call the
I
time.
see what you're doing here.
Yes, I've heard that before. Who said that? Slim? Depending on the metal that's inside of them, depends on the glow. I have heard that statistic before too. And then I've heard that that's a wives' tale. That's a myth. But I have no real way of proving either to be true or false. I need to do some more research on that. The person I said that said that was a wives' tale. They know a lot more than I do, so I have really no choice but to believe that for the moment. So, yay, Rufo, have fun. And yes, they do have an SD card art. Yeah. Yeah, and the videos that I watched, Al, on the AMS from last night, that's exactly what I saw. Big, long orange tail, and it was moving across the sky with the tail behind it the whole way. It was beautiful, absolutely beautiful footage. But it just seems to kind of linger there just a little too slowly, just a little too long to be a meteorite. But what do I know? Always something new, always something interesting and new that we didn't know prior that we could know now. Yeah, it was beautiful footage. Like I say, I'll have to go over there and check it out. Yeah. And like I say, that one that lit up the sky up here, holy cow, it just washed out the cameras. And a friend of mine over here in the same town that I live in, she's got a different camera system, and she's got it set up all the way around her house, and it just washes her entire yard out with light. It's amazing. Yeah, I have heard that, Rufo, right, that it really depends on what atoms in the atmosphere are being excited versus so not as much what the meteorite's made out of. So how do you test that, though? We go up and drop rocks into the atmosphere and see what they do? I mean, yeah, I'm sure there's ways they test it, but that science is a bit above my head and below my knees. So anyway, yeah, you guys, I appreciate everybody here today. It's been a blast. I do promise that one of these days we will do a actual UV show where we hang out at night one day when it's real dark and have a good look at some of this stuff. But in the meantime, yeah, like I say, we'll do a garden walk one of these days. Yeah, science. I think we should go up with a handful of rocks and throw them in the atmosphere just because science. Just because science. Do it for science. Let's do it. All right. Yeah. So anyway, and my kid's over here, like I say, he deserves to play some video games. He's been working really hard. So I'm going to let him. Excuse us with the focus, please. There we go. I'm going to let him rock out. Enjoy his time. Oh, look at that one. Isn't it cute? It looks like a little hexagon. And I've got plenty of rocks I can go cut up. I could probably go for another little rock walk here in the near future too. It's a beautiful day, so who knows? Who knows what we'll discover next, you guys? Or what discussion we'll have later. And then, like I say too, there's another story in this English portfolio that my kid wrote that I would love to share with you guys, but on another day. So yeah, I'd like to take you on the adventures in Never Never Land. But we'll do that another day. So thank you everybody for hanging out. You guys are the best. Drop rocks from yeah, thank you guys too for the fun. We got a little far-fetched. I mean, not quite as far-fetched as we do on Lapidary Dave. We're not talking about Sasquatches and chupacabras or anything. Well, we are now because I just said it, but we always get off track, and if meteorites is the way that we get off track, that's not the end of the world. So there's a lot of misconceptions about meteorites, and especially meteorite hunting, that I don't have a problem clearing up. Al Gold, I want to tell you, I've been hunting meteorites for almost 10 years now, and I've not found one. Not that I know of, anyway. There could be one sitting in a box of rocks somewhere, and I don't know, and that's okay. Wonder why that went white over there all of a sudden. There it went. It's okay that I haven't. I love the hunt. And I've never come home empty-handed. I always come home with something cool. So it's actually really hard to find meteorites in the wild. So you live in a great place for it, then maybe you'll have better luck, but here in the Rocky Mountains and the rocky prairie of Montana, when there's a billion other rocks for a meteorite to blend in with, it's like not only like finding a needle in a haystack, it's like threading a needle in a haystack. So like I say, I don't have a problem putting that out there and saying, look, man, it's a task, a monumental task. It's a monumental challenge. But yeah, I do walk around with a giant magnet, and I find a lot of rocks that stick to a magnet, earth rocks that stick to a magnet. So, and it's thrilling. I love it. It's exciting. I don't mind getting skunked on that, because when I do finally find one, man, or if I do finally find one, you guys, it'll be a dream come true for me. It'll be worth all that hard work. So, but in the meantime, I get rewarded with stuff like this. So not a bad deal at all. Anyway, yes, we'll see everyone. I'll see Art tonight on the Hangout. Probably Slim might go live tonight. He likes to go live when I'm hanging out with my meteorite buddies so that I can't watch and yeah, every once in a while, Al, we get real lucky. So I got real lucky to find all of you guys and all these great rocks. I don't know how much luckier I could get. So, stay tuned. Hang in there for the ride. This is an adventure we're all on together. And I'm so glad. I'm so glad to bring you guys along. But yeah, you guys know the drill. You know what I'm going to say next. Go out, like our rock hounding video, leave a nice comment, hit the like button, spread the love. Do all those great things. Flex your social media muscles and go hit those likes, shares, comments. Yeah, spread the love, guys. And we'll see you guys all on the flip side. Whoop. On the flip side. On the flip side. I'll see you in Rufo's chat. I'll see you in Slim's chat. I'll see you, Al Gold. I gotta go catch up. I don't know what you've been up to lately, buddy, but I gotta go catch up. So, and I'll see you tonight, Art. You guys have a great day. I hope this was an excellent start to your day. I hope it makes you feel motivated to go out and do something awesome. Pretty rocks out on the prairie. Pretty rocks are everywhere. Pretty rocks are everywhere. Thanks for watching, guys.